Six. My name is Josephine Fernandez Byrne. I am the first vice chair, and I will be chairing the meeting this evening. We do not have quorum yet, so we're going to start with public session. So those of you who are wanting to speak, please stand up and come to the left side of the room, and we will get a mic to you. Argelia? She's going to do it? Okay. You have 3 minutes to speak. Equity design is first. State your name and the organization, please.
Wait, there's about 3 minutes to get now? Okay, can you hold up? Because I know people are still transitioning. Can I get a year? Can I get a hey? All right, so my name is Boria Elena Wallace. I'm the founder and CEO of Equity Design.
My name is Talik Noman, but you can call me Coach T. I'm the program design at Equity Design.
My name is Angelica Jordan. I am the principal at PS 18, right there or across from Lincoln Hospital.
That's my mother. All right. So last year we stood in front of.
Sorry, real quick. Can
Just
you just
move
move
down
over
a
because you're
little
blocking the entrance.
Block the entrance. Thank you.
Right there is perfect. Thank you so much.
All right, so last year we stood in front of here to be able to ask you and talk to you about Bike Fest. It was a success, thanks to you all. Can I get a year? Yeah. Over 275 students had access to cycling with the help of the New York Police Department and Community Affairs who rode with us. That's right. 5 hours, 12 blocks shut down, 143rd, 148th, all open access, 275 students, cyclists from the community, all came on this special day. Talik's gonna talk a little bit more about the program, but Principal Jordan, she's gonna talk about the vision.
So programming, we had over 6 different organizations from Department of Transportation, USA Cycling, PS 18. We had Community Affairs, Officer Sanchez, shout out to you in the back. And we had so many organizations bring together, shut down over 12 blocks, but also change the narrative on how we see Patterson Project and the South Bronx community itself. We had 2 different site locations going at the same time, so we had kids doing field day activities in the streets and outdoors in the field, but also creating a course for the community for professional riders, while there was representation from my own USA Cycle gold medal winner at the same time with the Bronx community. And I'm gonna pass it to Principal Jordan, because I think that gonna get everybody out of here.
So this vision came from a product of the South Bronx. My grandmother lived in St. Mary's Project. And so as a kid, I always rode my bike around the same circle every day after school. And so I stopped seeing that in our area. And so what came out of it was working with Equity Design about how can we have cycling here at PS 18. And so it has evolved over the past 3 years. So we went from donations of bikes to having one class, to having several classes, to having a full day of cycling, to having open streets on Thursday where kids can feel safe about riding their bikes. But also not just riding their bikes, but learning how to ride a bike, learning how to, what's the word? Build the endurance and how to get on the bike, get off the bike, light maintenance. But one thing that came out of this was the smiles that I heard from kids telling me that they learned how to ride a bike. The smiles that I heard from a student just this week who said, Miss Jordan, I know how to ride the bike by myself now. So this
Sorry, you're 3.5 minutes in.
Okay. So I just wanted to tell you the focus of this is not just about my vision, but the vision of PS 18 and where we see cycling going for our school.
And so we're asking for the letter of support.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Should I introduce him?
Yes.
All right, I would like to acknowledge and introduce our Assemblywoman, Amanda Septimo.
I will be fast. Thank you. It's great to see everyone. How is everyone doing? Hi, so many friends. It's great to see you all. For those that I don't know, I'm Amanda Septimo, the Assembly member representing this area. Honor of my lifetime. I will be brief because I know we have an agenda that we want to move through, but I'm excited to just, I want to thank everybody on the board, and I want to thank everybody who comes to these meetings for prioritizing being involved and the community happenings that sometimes get lost in the larger conversations that we have. This is where work really happens. So I'm really grateful to you all for so many, every time I look, I see somebody else. I'm really grateful to you all for doing this and being committed to this. I wanted to just share a little bit about what we're doing in Albany right now. It is budget season in Albany, so we are pushing hard to get a new state budget passed. We're supposed to pass it by April 1st. That's the deadline. We already know we're gonna be late because we're fighting about some resources that we need to get to the community. I'm not willing to sort of give up on that. So we are pushing it. The only thing that happens when a budget is late is that we as legislators don't get paid until a new budget passes. And it's a hard price to pay, but it's certainly worth it when you're talking about things that really matter for the community. So keep an eye out for that. That means that we spend a lot more time in Albany. Usually during this time, we're spending 3 or 4 nights a week in Albany. Now in budget season, it's sometimes 4 or 5 nights a week. You will see a lot more of it on the news, I'm sure. The state budget late, people fighting, but know that what we're fighting for is things for the community. And I'm happy to talk more about what some of those big issues are if people have questions. I don't want to take up too much time. But one of the announcements that I wanted to make is that this Saturday, at the community center right across from Mitchell Houses, we will be having a workforce development fair where people can come and get support, hear from agencies, employers. We also will have, which I think is really cool, a professional clothing drive. So if you know anybody who needs clothes to go to an interview, clothes for work, we're gonna have a lot of men's suits. If you know people who need those professional type clothes, send them over. They can come grab them for free, no questions asked. And if you have clothes that are like that you want to pay forward, please feel free to let us know. We'll be happy to come pick them up and take them off your hands. So that's one thing we're very excited about. We also have a TFC coalition meeting that's going to happen tomorrow at 2 p.m. And for anybody who doesn't know what that is, this is basically a coalition that my office had convened. I know some of you were there. That is working to get to the heart of the opioid crisis and how it impacts our community and how we can craft a community-led plan. They're chasing the grant and there will be funding and all of those things, but it's really about crafting community answers to this really, really, really chronic problem. So that meeting will be virtual tomorrow at 2 p.m. So for anybody who's interested in joining, it is never too late. We're always excited to have more people. And then finally, I wanted to mention that we are working in June to plan we'll call it an accountability hearing for NYCHA, as it relates specifically to the explosion that happened at Mitchell Houses, getting to answers. Now we know that just last week, they finished turning on the gas and changing the pipes and doing all the things for the apartments that were knocked out. But one of the things that I said from the beginning is that once this gets resolved, we can't just turn the page and say, okay, everything is better. We need to get to the place of understanding how did that happen in the first place? Because the fact that nobody died really was a miracle, and we can't let something like that happen again and hope that nobody gets hurt every time. And so this is really about getting accountability there. So look out for more on that. And I will stop there because I promise not to take too much time, but I'm happy to answer your questions and I'll be around for those who want to talk.
Here, here's the mic. Go ahead. Cesar.
Cesar Job from Community 1. We had a committee meeting in environmental justice, and we were talking about the bottle bill. So I just wanted to know an update regarding that, because that was a lot of discussion too.
Yeah. So the bottle bill is one of the big environmental justice, like recycling efforts that's happening in Albany. We are still working on it. I think there's a lot of details, to be frank. People who push on climate justice, I think do a really good job. Sometimes they are not as mindful of how those impacts will affect our communities. So the bottle bill specifically, you know how you get the 5-cent return for like cans, plastic, et cetera? It's wanting to raise that to 10 cents basically, and expand what it would apply to. So right now you only see it on like certain juices, sodas, it would like grow to a bunch more liquids. And that is good because we need to get, right, more plastic recycled. But it's concerning because the program has a lot of fraud in it, so we need to figure that out before we can sort of update it. But also, most importantly, there are some, and I'm happy to have a longer conversation about this, but to not get into the weeds too much, there are some carve-outs that some communities have said, well, we need to make sure this doesn't increase. We need to make sure this doesn't increase. One of those examples is like 100% juice. If something's 100% juice and they're buying it for their kids, then someone shouldn't have to pay more to buy this product. Okay, but in communities like ours, sometimes I can't buy 100% juice all the time because it's more expensive. So you buy some of the other juices, right? So some of the pushback that we say is our community shouldn't be punished for not being able to afford the most organic or the most high end. You shouldn't be able to just pass those costs on to communities like ours without sort of accounting for that. So that's the sort of highest level on some of the things we're still trying to work out. But it is still a big fight and we're working on it and we're pushing, and things are progressing.
Thank you. Thank you, Assemblywoman.
Thank you.
Do we have quorum yet?
No, so we continue with public session.
Okay, we're gonna continue with the public session. Who? Mr. Francis?
3 minutes.
Okay. Your 3 minutes starts now.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Trevor Francis, lifetime community resident. I'm also a member of the NAACP, Bronx, Texas. And we in this section of the Bronx being bamboozled. That's because they are talking about putting a new jail over in the residential area. That's why they have to be in Manhattan, Lower Manhattan, taking on Bronx, Maryland. I have to pass by 130th Street. I have to look twice. Why? Because it's a big vacant lot right next door to 130th. Also, they have Manhattan Detention Center right on top of it. I talked to the Bronx brokers, how come they cannot put the Bronx jailhouse on top of the courthouse? Couldn't get a straight answer. Well, I searched the bill on top of the railroad track that they built, Concourse built, and Mall Senior Airline. Still couldn't get it. But every politician in the Bronx has said, no jail in their neighborhood. I say that because 75% of inmates in the state prison system comes out of the city of New York.
2 minutes.
Now, that's 75%, 85% come out of just what? 7 districts. District 7 community board, school board rather, happens to be one of them. And the penitentiary is a product of a failed education system. All you gotta do is look at the original Bronx House detention. It has been denied. And when it opened up in the 1920s, they said it was an anchor for Bronx economic because we got to read this stuff. I say this, Rikers Island is being run and administrated by the federal government. They only put administrator there a few weeks ago. And we do not need no jailhouse in Bronx College. We need to put all that resource into the educational system. And of course, the state and the city, $100 a day to keep an inmate on a mattress. That's $36,500 a year. That's a college scholarship. You do it, why do you have to go to a jailhouse to get a diploma?
1
Learn
minute.
a trade to have occupation. I say enough of that. They want to put a jail somewhere, put it down there on top of the courthouse in Bronx County, or yet, boom, go to Manhattan. Because if they could build 15, 80-story skyscrapers on Manhattan now, they definitely could put a 20-story jail on top of the courthouse. Incidentally, that residential area down also has a number of schools down there. And what kind of message that's being shown? I protested against that jail over 149th Street. And also, the state had a reformatory that they could build 161st in Washington. It's empty now. And it seems in negotiations to push it.
20 seconds, Mr.
We
Francis.
do not need no jail in Bronx County because I remember when they brought the folks from England. It was afford them. They're supposed to put it over by Yankee Stadium, those trips. All the people around there didn't want it there, so they moved it over to what's called to the other side. We don't want it either. And I suggest you
Thank you,
go
Mr.
every
Francis.
politician.
Thank you,
You
Mr.
wouldn't have to
Francis.
get no jail in Bronx County.
Thank you, Mr. Francis.
Mike, back then.
Okay, so we're gonna go back to the agenda because we do have quorum.
Two more.
Yeah, but
I have another speaker. You have to let people speak.
you have, to since we started, okay, sorry about that. Next is Mr. James.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to speak 2 minutes, 3 minutes. My name is James Dobbins. I'm the Executive Director of the City of the Hospital of Lincoln, Gun Down Club. Just wanted to know, just so happy to say we have over 400 youth enrolled in our program. Clap it up, clap it up. We have applications opening up for our anti-gun unemployment program. So please sign up. You know, we do music, media, fashion, dance. We have one of our vendors here. We got less than 30 seconds. What you do real quick? We got 30 seconds. What you been doing?
I do a learning permit workshop.
Learning permit workshop. We're one of our vendors here. We had great success in our Catherine area, which is Patterson and Mitchell. Real quick, tell the numbers real quick. Success stories we had real fast. Mr. Masai is one of our VI supervisors.
Hello, good evening. In my Haven housing, 39 days without no shooting.
Woo!
Mitchell housing, 70 days without no shooting. And Patterson Project, 198.
All right.
Thank you. We're not gonna take too much time. Gun Down Club, Lincoln Hospital. We have a great after-school program. We do music, media, fashion, dance. It's one of our vendors right here. Just come on, sign up with us. You know, all year round employment. We do a lot of exciting things. Lincoln Hospital, our CEO, Christina Contreras, very excited. We have a new auditorium. I'm going to leak that information. We have a new auditorium. It's been built. I'm just so excited. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.
Looking forward to expanding our model and keeping the Bronx safe. Thank you so much. Please.
Thank you. Next speaker is Crystal Lee. Crystal Lee.
Hi, everyone. I have a nonprofit organization called Passengers. It's for the children on the autism spectrum. So I created like a free sensory gym pop-up. We're having an event at Autism Festival, a Spectrum Festival, in the Bronx. I'm sorry, I don't have the flyers with me, but I'm gonna give everyone an address. So what I've noticed is that I've been working with autism with my son and my brother for about 15 years. And I noticed that I had to fight like a lawyer to get things that were given to me for free.
Yep.
And I didn't know about it. The doctors kept cutting it off like there was no such thing as early intervention. So I helped parents get the documentation that they needed and evaluations and a neuropsych exam so they could get their children into private schools paid for by the DOE. But my pop-up sensory gym is for kids and teens. So we have trampolines, we have sensory toys, we have water therapy. We have so many things, and this is my first event coming up April 2nd. So I just wanted you guys to know, and I'm here to see if I can get more community centers for free because it's free of charge for the families. I just want them to be able to access resources for free laptops, computers, and having a child on the spectrum can be really overwhelming. It's not bubbles and candy. Sometimes there are moms on the internet saying they want to take their lives and the lives of their children. And I think that that is a crisis. In the Bronx and Harlem, autism is up about 500%, and we don't have enough resources. And what people don't understand is there is money. All of these developments that's going on around us, none of it is for autism. And this is the generation that's going to lead us. So we need to prepare for them. So I'm going to leave my information up here. So you guys can just give it out. Again, it's free. The sensory gym is free. The resources are free. We have therapy for parents who feel overwhelmed because sometimes it's not about taking a deep breath. You can't take a deep breath because your child is flicking the lights on and off and putting his hand in the socket and pulling your hair and spinning. So it's just like, what do you do in real time? You know, so we have those resources. So that's it.
Thank you. All right, so we're going back to the agenda. The next is roll call, please.
Paola Martinez. Clarissa Layeto. Evelyn Alvarez. Deborah Aviles.
Here.
Gande Ambrose.
Here.
Daniel Barber.
Present.
Robert Barnes.
Present.
Jadine Buxton.
Here.
Cecil Brooks Jr. Stephanie Calzado. Carolyn Chamorro. Reyes Claudio. Christina Culver.
Present.
Audrey De Jesus.
Present.
Jacqueline De Jesus. Naicha Dahabi. Edwin Diaz. Josephine Fernandez Byrne.
Present.
Brenda Goodwin. Christine Nakata. Andres Madrigal.
Present.
Delarny Morin.
Present.
Argelia Ortiz. Emmanuel Padilla. Marilyn Pena. Freddie Perez Jr.
Present.
Amanda Perez.
Present.
Rosa Pinero. Joyce Pulpus. Mohammed Sheikh. Patricia Simpson. Cesar Young. Chair, we have quorum.
Thank you. Next is approval of the agenda. Are there any corrections to any of the minutes or reports?
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve the agenda with the following corrections under the Economic Development, Land Use, and Housing Zoning Committee meeting under the Pro Group presentation. Point number 4 says the project includes 11 units, it says the program aims to sell the remaining 50% of the cost through the HPD lottery. Strike that. It should read, the remaining 11 vacancies are on a first come, first qualified basis.
Any other corrections? Any second to the motion?
Ambrose second.
Mr. Ambrose, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Against? Abstentions? Motion passes. Now, the approval of the February full board minutes and March 2026 committee minutes. Can I have a motion?
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve the February 2026 full board meetings and the March 2026 committee meetings.
Second?
I second that motion.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. Against? Any abstentions? Motion carries. All right, we did public session. Now we're into the voting items. Cool. All right. Robert? Yep.
Oh, that's my.
Help. Where's the other mic? Oh.
He has it.
Good evening. Robert Barnes, Chair of the License and Permit Committee. We have 5 voting items for the committee to vote on. We have the Safari One Liquor, Wine and Corp, which was approved by the committee. We have Juanito Restaurant Corp, which was tabled by the committee. Square One Dominican Restaurant, which was approved by the committee. And then we have Lesbianese Entertainment LLC, DBA Solero, was previously approved by the committee. It was just updated, the application was just updated. And then we have the Dioso Restaurant, which is approved by the committee.
So, Chairman, I have to abstain from the voting?
Yes, you do.
Okay, thank you. Can I have a motion to accept the recommendations of the license committee and permit committee?
I order the Jesus accept the minutes, with the exception of.
I don't think you can do
I
it.
think you, I
I think
don't think you could do it
I,
today.
Delarny Namorin, make a motion to accept, licensing permits, recommendations.
Seconded by,
I, Jenny Munson, seconded.
second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Against? Abstentions? None. Yeah, okay. We have letter of support from the Education, Youth, and Young Adults. We have Percent for Art Horizon Annex. They were approved for a letter of support, and Bike Fest was approved for a letter of support. And the committee supported both these initiatives. Do I get a motion to accept the committee's support? To give
I
a letter,
voted that Jesus support the letters.
give a letter,
Give a letter of support for them.
seconded by? Okay, all in favor? Against? No discussion, right? Okay, thank you. Moving on. Municipal and Environmental Justice Committee. Mr. Ambrose?
Thank you, Madam Chair. We had two items. One was tabled. The packaging reduction, that was tabled for next time, pending more information. Pending more information to the elected official. The only one that was passed was the 132nd Street Green Space.
Buttons at the end, you can.
132nd Street Green